Hey everyone. I started this journey 9 days ago and I called it the 12 Days of Christmas. And I want to speak about chronic illness and suicide. Um, and then I got the wind knocked out of me. So, just like a lot of people this winter or this holiday, the flu, COVID, and RSV are going around. And I was lucky enough to get the flu. And I believe I recorded maybe two videos before I got the flu. And I will be completely honest, it is horrendous. And I could not get up, I could not move. I just wanted everything to stop. The pain, wanted my throat to stop hurting, and it still hurts. And I'm just getting over it. But I did want to jump on here on the third day of Christmas and tell you some things that I learned. The three things that I learned having the flu of 2022. One of the things that I learned, and I think people who struggle with chronic illness and people in general, to be serious, and please understand, I'm still trying to get my feet back under me. You have to give yourself some grace. You have to give yourself some grace. I think a lot of times we think that we have to accomplish so much in so much time. So there was a week that I lost, a week that I only was laying down and trying to sleep and trying to get my strength back. Temperatures of 104, 101, just going back and forth. And I got up today. This was the first day that my temperature broke. I felt something different. My throat still hurts. I'm a little bothered by that, but I knew it was different. And I looked around and I said, oh my God, I have so much to do. Christmas is like right around the corner. The place is a wreck. And if I don't get everything done, I think I'm going to lose my mind. Everything? I mean, do we really need to get everything done? I think we put so much stress on ourselves as what we expect other people to expect of us. What other people might think of what we did or did not do, of how we look or do not look, of what we'll say or will not say. So I wanted to fit all of that week that I missed. I wanted to fit the week's work in one day. I need to get all this stuff done today so I can be on schedule for tomorrow, where I need to complete this and I need such and such complete the next day. So Christmas Eve will be perfect. I don't even know if I'm on the right days. I think that was right. You got to give yourself some grace. And I actually had to sit back and say, it's one day, first off. Second of all, it's 1 year. Third of all, there will be other Christmases. Which brings me to my second point. Be present in the moment. As much time as I lost and I wasn't able to see the littles. That's what I call them, the littles. And I thought to myself, oh, they're not going to be able to come over because I'm sick. I don't want them to get this, whatever it is. This would be awful for a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and at going on 8-year-old. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to see him for Christmas. And they called and they wanted to video chat with Auntie. And all I could do was think to myself, when they were here last, what was I rushing to do? What did I need to do that I was like, okay, Auntie can't be there right now. Auntie can't do this right now. I'll be there in a second. And it made me think of the fact that if I just take time to be present in the moment with my loved ones, and that's what I'm going to do this holiday. It's what I'm going to do for Christmas. All I want to do is be present with people. I can actually, by by Christmas, it will be on, because right now I'm like, I'm almost good to go. I'm almost good to go, but I'm good enough that I can get on and share my story and what I learned through this horrendous flu season is be present, because you never know whether or not you'll be able to be completely present the next time around. So be present with your loved ones. And the third thing I've learned from the flu of 2022, guys, I'm so dramatic. I know that. But I have to make fun of this because I had so much planned for cleaning and getting everything ready, and I lost a whole week. So, what I've learned, number three, is to listen for instructions or listen to instructions, and to trust that you know yourself. So I think you guys know that due to circumstances in my personal life, I ended up moving back in with my parents, and my mother and father, they helped me with my MS, but I was sick as a dog. It did not matter. I could not get out of this bed. There was one time my mom, who does not cuss often, was like 104. Shit. She's like, okay, we have to take you to emergency room. And I laid in bed, and I know she's my mother, but I was like, I'm too tired to go to anywhere. I'm not getting up. If we need to go somewhere, we'll go tomorrow. Because I was just so tired. And as far as I was concerned, I could just go to the urgent care. I don't need to go to emergency room. I mean, I was in pain. And I don't know whether or not all those illnesses were just, fighting each other. I feel like the flu got, a foot up on the MS, and the MS was like, hey, I'm here always. And the flu was like, well, I got her now. So I didn't get up and I didn't go. And the next day, I ended up going to the urgent care, which is where I wanted to go anyway. That's where I felt most comfortable. And I got the antibiotics that I needed. And then after I had a conversation with my therapist and with a friend, and they were reminding me of something called NyQuil. I know NyQuil. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from the cold area where, you need to make sure that you have something to get you better, because you are going to get sick during winter. And I heard that, it was like a light bulb went off. And my mom had been giving me Tylenol, flu and cold. And nothing. It would break my temperature for 4 hours, and that was it. So I asked her to get me NyQuil, and I will be honest, last night's when my temperature broke. It broke and it was gone. Like, I felt so much better when I got up this morning. 6 days. And I think I'm being kind. I think it was just 6 days. So that last one, I want you to know that you have to trust that you know yourself, even in those horrendous situations. Chronic illness is a hard place to be. I know that chronic illness in and of itself is a hard place to be. And we have to be prepared to change ourselves and reinvent our lives with every instance that our symptoms change, whether that change stays for years or if it chooses to stay for a month. Either way, you just have to learn to trust yourself. And I felt good with the decision that, hey, I'm not going to the ER. And you've been giving me Tylenol. Let's try something new. Give me some NyQuil. Trust even those little things. So give yourself grace. Be present in the moment. in the very moment and to trust yourself. So those are the three things I would like you to know for the third day of Christmas. Gosh, this feels like it's gone really fast because I've been in the bed. So I want you guys to take care of yourselves. Please note that there are people who are going to be around you this holiday who are going to be smiling. There are people who are always smiling. I smile because I'm happy to see other people happy. But there are times when we struggle. And I know I've struggled with suicide before. Be careful that you don't forget to ask them if they're okay as well. Depression plays games with us, and it gets you thinking that things are worse than what it is, or heavier than what it is, or you just don't belong around, and it's an illness. The only way that we're going to be able to help each other is if we know that the other person needs help. And sometimes the only way you can know that is if you actually talk to the other person. So I'm also going to leave you with 3 numbers, and I'll be putting up a graphic later on. But remember the number 988 if you have a loved one or a friend, or if you are considering suicide or having suicidal thoughts. 3 days till Christmas, guys. And I will be talking to you later. Warning, wear your masks because it could only help to keep whatever it is that's floating around at bay. Take care.